Chemical reaction made by Yahya Ayman. Definition of chemical reaction. Chemical reaction is in which the bonds are broken within reactant molecules and new bonds are formed within product molecules in order to form a new substance. Chemical reactions are all around us. From the metabolism of food in our body to how the light we get from the sun is the result of chemical reaction. Concepts of chemical reaction. A chemical reaction is a process that occurs between two or more molecules interact to form a new product. Compounds that interact to produce new compounds are called reactants, where the newly formed compounds are called products. A reaction can take place between two atoms or ions or molecules, and they form a new bond and no atom is destroyed or created, but a new product is formed from reactants. The rate of reaction depends on and is affected by factors like pressure, temperature, and concentration of reactants. Evidence of chemical reaction. What is meant by evidence of chemical reaction? Some signs of a chemical reaction that are evidence of a chemical reaction that happen by these signs. First, precipitate, color, gas, temperature, reversal. Precipitate. A precipitate is a solid which is formed when two liquids are combined and then react. It is a different substance either of the reactants as does not dissolve in the reaction mixture. It may either sink to the bottom or remain suspended with the solution. Color. Color changes are commonplace when substances are combined, but one of the identifying factors of a chemical reaction is an expected color change. For example, it would be expected that a blue and yellow liquid would combine to produce a green liquid. However, if the same two liquids created a red product, that would be an evidence of a chemical reaction. Third, gas. Gas can be formed when two liquids are combined or when a solid is added to a liquid. It is generally visible as bubbles rising to the surface of the reaction mixture. Temperature. It is very common for the substance involved in a chemical reaction to produce a change in temperature. This does not come from an external heat source, but instead is generated by the energy change within the reaction. The chemical change can cause either an increase or decrease in the temperature of a reaction mixture. Reversal. With a chemical reaction, the outcome is very difficult or impossible to reverse. This is one of the easiest ways to tell the difference between a reaction where it's purely physical and which chemical changes have taken place. For example, water can undergo several physical changes. It can be ice, water, or steam, and to move from one stable to another, it is frozen, melted, or boiled. These are easily reversible. Different types of chemical reaction: composition reaction, decomposition reaction, neutralization reaction, redox reaction. Composition reaction, meaning composition refers to the process where a substance burns in the presence of oxygen, giving off heat and light in the process. When a substance reacts with oxygen giving off heat and light, the heat released fuels the process, further making the reaction violent and rapid. If nothing is done to control this process, it takes the shape of a fire. Examples of composition reaction: burning of sulfur in the air, an explosion of hydrogen in the air, burning of wax candle, composition of petrol in car engine. Decomposition reaction, meaning a decomposition reaction can be defined as a chemical reaction in which one reactant breaks down into two or more products, AB to become A plus B. Examples: the decomposition of carbonic acid in soft drinks and the electrolysis of water to yield hydrogen and oxygen. Neutralization reaction. A neutralization reaction can be defined as a chemical reaction in which an acid and base react together to form a salt and water as a product. In a neutralization reaction, there is a combination of H positive ions and OH negative ions, which form a water. A neutralization reaction is generally an acid-base neutralization. Redox reaction. The chemical reaction which involves the transfer of electrons from one chemical substance to another. These electron transfer reactions are termed as oxidation reduction reactions or redox reactions. These reactions are accompanied by energy changes in the form of heat, light, electricity. What is oxidation? According to classical or earlier concept, oxidation is a process which involves the addition of oxygen or any electronegative element or the removal of hydrogen or any electropositive element. Thank you. That was my presentation of what is a chemical reaction.